at any time in your place. Right? So today I'm going to share with you something very interesting. See, many of us, we have heard the word robots, but robotics is a very wide field. I cannot cover everything today. It will take me a few days to talk about everything, but I will touch some important aspects which will be very useful for us to know, because all of us um, are aware that robotics technology is picking up, right? And when robotics technology is picking up, at present and future, what is going to do, right? Now you can see this. Robotics is actually the fastest evolving field of technology. Anything you look at, everything is automated, from vehicle. I will take you also to the farming, to the kitchen. So it's reshaping, changing almost everything, including our travel, work, and exploration. Sometimes we go to Mars, moon. So what is helping? What is helping these robots? One is the artificial intelligence, AI. You heard about AI, right? And computing technology, the advancement of microchips, microcontrollers, and of course now the hot topic is Internet of Things. We will talk about IoT. Now all these things are actually helping to elevate robotics technology, because robotics is not standalone. Robotics is working with other things. Okay, so and robotics is the way of the future. And I want to tell you, it is inevitable. You cannot stop it. Okay, you cannot change it, right? And as you all know, the younger generation nowadays, the younger ones, they're already into it. Okay, they are used to this high technology involvement, and they are into robotics nowadays. Just, just to start off, no, the history is very long, but where is like the very important, significant milestone for robots? So in 1495, Leonardo da Vinci, everybody knows, he's the inventor, right? Now he has created a structure for robots. Okay, and in 1937-38, for a movie or for a play, they have created something with mechanical movement. Okay, called Electra. Of course, they missed something there. This Electra can dance, can smoke, can smoke. It's a machine made of metal, and it also has a dog. The dog is called Sparko. Sparko. And the dog can stand, can sit, can wag his tail, can bark. So that is one of the history of that. And in 1961, you can see this is the first industrial robot. We call it Unimate. Okay? And then in 1991, as you all know, Honda introduced P1. Now this P1 was the beginning of humanoid robots. Beginning means it has such advanced technology. Now you call it Asimo. You call it Asimo. Of course, they stopped producing already, Honda, but Asimo was the technology that started from P1. And then what happened in 2017? We have a lot of robots, industrial robots, a lot of things. But in 2017, Panda was introduced. Now, Panda is very important technological leap. We call it Cobot. Cobot is collaborating robot. Now, when you talk about collaborating robot can work with humans. Later, I will show you some things. Now, when you talk about robotics, just to give you a very simple, basic understanding, there are few things in robot. Now, the first one is sensor. Sensor can, it's like our eyes, our ears, is sensor. Number two, we have mechanism. The body, the structure, the moving hand and leg of the fan and everything, control. Then we have power. Power supply, battery, all these things. Then the fourth one, we have control. How you're going to make it to move, to behave, to react, everything. Now, this is what makes the whole robot, and how you use it makes it very intelligent. Okay, so this is something that we really need to know. So let's start. Okay, let's go into transport. Now, when we talk about transportation, no, very important, we need to know. Because when transportation is transformed by robotics, so people no need to drive vehicle really, right? You can see in this picture, no? The car is driving by itself. It opens up the GPS and automatically it just goes wherever you need to go. In front, there's a car, it will stop, it will turn, it will put signal light, it will do everything. Okay. Now then it drives. So this makes people have more freedom. So you don't need to buy a car actually. If the car can drive by itself, you can come to your house and then you can go anywhere you want, and then that's all. So then you don't, and also when they create this automatic car, they will never overlook people with disabilities. You know, disabilities means cacat, no? Kurang upaya. So all these things will be counted for, no? And then also, you know, people can travel with so much of easiness, no? Because it's very automated. You don't need to worry about, you don't need to pay a lot of attention because the car is paying attention for you. Huh? If you're very close, it will tell you're very close. It will brake for you. Especially during COVID-19, no? Transportation became a very important aspect because to deliver, I want to deliver food, right? I cannot go to your house, but I can use robots or any other things. So this really boomed during pandemic. Just to share with you about, because this car is a very interesting thing. Huh? You see, I told you, right? Leonardo da Vinci invented a lot of things. See, in 1500, he invented something which we call a cart. Now, this cart is, it can move without being pushed or pulled. Automatic, you know, you can, the mechanical system makes it moves automatically, uses spring. Okay? And then you can fix the way, the direction you want to go. That is the best part of this Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah? That was in 1500. Okay? But then later in 1925, so there is an inventor, he invented a car, radio control. No, nowadays we have remote control. This is radio control. So he can actually start the engine, shift the gear, sound the horn, you know. So these are the things that the remote control can do. Of course, not driving lah. But then in 1936, so they created a self-driving car. And in 1958, they put the car on the road. Like that. Can you see? Now this inside this road go wire. So this car, it follows the wire which is under the road. So it just goes like that. You know? So it is, and it is also a sensor. You can turn left, turn right. You can follow wire or not. It has camera to see any object in front or not, any car in front or not. So it is really like an automated car. Okay. So this is very very interesting aspect, no? And then in 1961, they began to research to go to moon. No, everybody was trying to go to moon, but then in in US, they thought that okay, now we have to use camera to navigate, right? So they started to create autonomous vehicle using camera technology, right? So then what happened? In 1990 in Carnegie Mellon, they created a car. So it traveled, no, from Pittsburgh to San Diego, fully autonomous. They only what they call that? They only control the speed and then they brake. Turning all it does by itself. Now this is the car because it uses camera to move. Of course, nowadays if you go into even the most cheapest car that has all these technologies, our Proton, no, or Proton X50, X70. You can sit inside there and you can put the auto cruise. It will drive by itself. It will brake by itself. It will turn by itself. So that technology was created at that time. And you can see here nowadays this car is like that. Now the latest one which can really properly self-drive. You no need to put your hand anywhere on the steering wheel, brake or clutch, anywhere. This is Tesla. Okay, this is Tesla. This Tesla car is such intelligent that it can detect the roads, it can align with your GPS, it can turn, it can seek danger, emergency, it can make decisions. So this is about the transport that it's very interesting nowadays. And as time goes by, it will be very, very more advanced nowadays. And soon, whatever I'm showing to you is only on the road. Now we also have transportation that's going to fly. Okay, of course, in Malaysia, it's going to start soon, where you're going to have a flying taxi, right? But later, this flying taxi will be controlled by autonomously by remote. So it's like a drone flying, and it will be a taxi. Maybe somebody on the ground is flying, or it is autonomously flying. Okay. Now, for those all the students, education is the most important aspect in our life. We will never stop studying, especially when we are young, right? Okay. Now, what is education? Very important. I want to share with you. Many of us may overlook these things. See, education basically it's about experiencing, exploring, understanding, communicating, listening and also speaking, critical thinking, problem solving, sharing human values, empathy, and developing social skills. This is education, the whole spectrum. Okay. So now, if I want to make my education very interesting, that's why now we have already started to introduce to study through games. We call it gamification is one thing, and also another one is game-based learning. Okay, and also education also can be done through natural conversation, also and also self-driven curiosity. Interest to learn something. These are all part of education concepts. Okay. So there's something that we all need to know. As a student also, we need to know. Nowadays, we go to classroom. During pandemic, we never go to classroom, right? So now learning in class and not in class is blurred, you can learn anywhere. That's why, Kendra Roberts, so she's an expert. She mentioned something. She said, a single teacher does not have the capacity to meet the needs of personalized learning for every single student in the classroom. No, a teacher cannot teach everyone because every student wants to learn in a very different way. So the thing is that we cannot replace the teacher, but we can enable students to learn in their own pace. Now, to do that, robots has become the greatest tool to assist in this way of education. Okay? Now, very important, robot does not take much for humans to become emotionally attached. Sometimes when you're playing with robots, you become very close to robots. Okay. Now, these are the things that was developed in our university for education, for educating school students, primary school students, and also secondary school students. You can see these are, they call it Chome, they call it Changi. These are all created for education purpose. These are all educational robots. Okay. And of course, to show you through robotics, uh, the students have managed to win medals, represent countries, do demonstration and participated in a lot of competitions. And this is part of learning, and there's another robot that if you want to get to know it's called Moxie. Moxie. You can go to YouTube and check for Moxie. Uh, Moxie is a robot like this, what you can see on the screen here. Now, this robot, it won't move, but the face will change, hand will move, but it won't walk. But the parents can actually set it up to have the Moxie to talk to you like a human being. Like that boy will have a friend. Moxie is the boy's friend, and then the Moxie will talk to the boy. Oh, let's do this, let's do that, shake hand. draw this and tell me a story and reminder. So it's like a friend. So the boy will not feel very lonely. And through Moxie can be used to educate that boy. What is right, what is wrong, what to do, what not to do. All these things. So this is one of the example of the education tool that is available in the world now that we can also use to improve our educational system and also to learn better. Okay? So that is about education. The next very important aspect about robots is when robots goes into industry. See, the secret is the robot started from industry, the boom of robot. Of course, people have created many type of robots, no? Android, no, like human being, like dog, like cat. But then the industrial robot, as you can see in the picture, the top industrial robot. Huh? Now, those robots are the reason why the industry flourished. Okay, so the industrial robots are actually blooming now. Okay? Where blooming? Okay, and in manufacturing, like you see, I am sharing with you. The challenges in the manufacturing, now we have industrial revolution 4.0, we are going to 5.0. It forces the robots to develop. And according to the recent survey, construction industry, the shortage of 2.2 million workers worldwide. And then because people want home and infrastructure, and in manufacturing, there are shortage of over 2.1 million jobs, the whole world. So you see, this is the reason why they try to use robots in industry because of shortage of people. And we have the artificial intelligence and IoT, Internet of Things. It is very advanced now. So in the future, the best part is we can have 100% autonomous manufacturing. That means I can manufacture anything 100%. Okay, it can be done by robots. And they have predicted it will happen in 2030. I mean, 8 years' time. So it can do assembly and also quality control. Okay. So people are scared. They say, "Oh, then I will lose job now if I work in the factory, right?" No, you will not do that operator work. You will move into maintenance work and operations work. You will not do operator job. So everybody working in the factory will upskill. That means all the operators, they will be trained how to repair robot, how to program robot, how to handle the robot, how to teach the robot. So they will be trained and they will do all these things. So job will not be lost because the current generation, they are very used to smartphones, computers, everything, right? For them to learn about robot is no problem. Okay. The older generation, yes, maybe they are not used to high tech, right? So they have fear, oh, I may lose job, but no, not the younger generation. Younger generations are very advanced. Okay. So why they use robot in industry from those days? Because they want to lower the production. Because robots are very efficient. Okay. It's very precise. And you can program it. And even you can do complex tasks easily. And robot is very fast. These are very important characteristic of robot, and they can work together, like you can see in the picture. All these robots are assembling something. They all are working together. They won't hit each other, no? Okay. So robots in manufacturing industry is also becoming safer to operate. Because now what they do? They put camera, they put sensor, and then automatically shut down, no? And then if they see any human being coming, they will just stop. Now, these are big industrial robots. Okay. But another new type of robot that was introduced recently, just now I showed you 2017, we call it cobots, collaborative robots. Normally if you use an industrial robot, like, the guy is standing, I don't need a fence, right? Normally, if you have that type of robot, you really need a fence because the robot moves very fast and it can injure you if it hits you. It's very fast. Okay? But when it comes to collaborative robot, the robot can work with human being easily. And the robot will not injure a human being. It will not hit a human being. So you can touch the robot, move the robot, make the robot to help you to do things. Side by side, do with the robot. So there is no danger at all. It's like your friend, no? Okay? Like if you see in the movie Iron Man, right? Iron Man, there's a robot there, right? So that robot, it's how it is, right? So people can work together. So this is in industry, no? Now let's go into another type of industry, food industry. We all eat, right? I'm going to introduce to you something. Automated and intelligent robot, no? They have invented something. They call it mole robots. Now these mole robots, they are chefs, robot chefs. They can prepare and cook hundred of meals in home kitchen. Home kitchen, eh? That means you can buy this robot, fix in your house, and you can tell the robot what you want, put all the barang there, and the robot will cook for you. So this is a very interesting thing. Robot becomes your chef. But then these are home cook. But if you go to industry, big restaurant, they have a restaurant called Spice Restaurant. Ah, Now this Spice Restaurant, the robot cooks for you. You sit in the chair, you order your meal from your chair on the tab there, and then the robot takes all the raw materials, cook for you, and serve you. Okay? It's a predetermined meal. It's a fixed meal. This you want this, you want this. So it cooks for you. Everything, A to Z. There's only one chef there. The one chef there, just to make sure your plate is okay. No? Because human beings are there, right? But the robot will do 99.9%. The chef there just to make sure the last 1%. Maybe he'll put one leaf there. That's all. Make it beautiful and then just make sure it reaches the person. Just to make sure quality is maintained. So this is how food industry is also going into robotics. Soon you go to shop in maybe in KFC, all the chicken is fried by robots, no? All the burger in McDonald's made by robots. So so no, you won't see people. You just go to the counter. Like now you go to GSC, you don't buy ticket from a person, right? You just choose what you want, you press ticket will come out. So in the future, you just say, I want chicken, just press chicken, I want burger, you press burger, the robot will make for you burger and give it to you. That's like that. It's just direct. Hmm? And another thing that is very important nowadays is agriculture. Ah, Agriculture industry, So agriculture industry is now picking up everywhere. Now we need to make the agriculture industry to increase the productivity. But although we are increasing the productivity, we need to lower the cost. So because of that, we need to use tractors and harvesters. They all use GPS. So everything is very accurate. So they did a lot of autonomous robots. Experimental are still experimental. The robots can mow, can spray, can remove weed, no? The grasses that grow. And then all automated. And this is some pictures of robots, no? Spraying and manage pests and make sure that there is no pests. No, robots do planting, everything it can do. So you teach the robot will go and do like human being. No, so plant now become dependent on robot really, right? Uh, so we went from industry, we went to food, we went to agriculture. Now I want to introduce you something very interesting. Construction industry. Construction, what they build? They build house, right? They build building. Imagine you can build a robot builds a building. How's that? Now, all of you have seen 3D printer, right? I say, and you've heard, no? Oh, nowadays, people can print car, no? Correct or not? Now I'm going to tell you, you can print house. You can do 3D printing house. It is in the market. So now they created this because, when people go to moon or Mars, they cannot build houses. They have to 3D print the house in the moon. So technology, they started to create here now. And this, can you see this or not? This is a 3D, all these are 3D printed house. Can you see the image there? Can you see this? This is a 3D printer. This 3D printer is printing the house. So the architect just design and you just print and then you just fix the roof only. You just fix it. Fixing the roof is very simple. Just put the thing and then put the layer. That's all. But everything bottom there, including the wall, everything is done by the 3D printer. Interesting, huh? So the world's largest 3D printed community is in Texas. No, it started when? In this year, in 2022, in Austin area, no? They included 100 single-story home, co-designed, So they use this Vulcan 3D printer. They call it Vulcan 3D printer. Huh? So what is so special about this Vulcan 3D printer? So it produces, no, they 3D printing got the thing that you use to print, the material. Now the material for this, they call it the lava creep. It's a cement-based mix. It combined with other cutting-edge materials can stand extreme weather and keep the home intact in an event of natural disaster. So nothing will happen to your home because everything is one piece, one 3D printed house. Imagine now you can just 3D print your house. You can design however you like. And it's a real house, not small house. Okay. So now we already gone everywhere. Now let's go into the new part of robots. We talk about healthcare. This is also currently a very important aspect of robotics, where technology for robots is advancing very well in the area of medical. We call it healthcare. And because you can do a lot of things. Either you can do surgery, you can do rehabilitation, you can do therapy, uh, patient companionship. Okay, so robotic instrument, it uses healthcare. It's not designed to take over the doctor. And this one people should not misunderstand, but it to make their life easier. No, I remember when I went through my appendix operation those days, the doctor cut this long, he put 6 stitches. I have to be in the hospital for nearly 1-2 weeks like that. I don't know, around 1 week, 2 weeks like that. Be in the hospital, just for appendix operation. Nowadays, you got appendix today, you go operate few hours only. Doctor put just one hole there, cut your appendix, remove, then that's it. Go back. Can go back same day after few hours. Can you see or not? So they call it a minimal invasive surgery, Okay. So that's how it helps the medical profession. Now, this is actually a robot. We call it the Da Vinci surgical system. Can you see the doctor sitting there? Okay, surgeon can sit there. He look into the like a camera there, microscope like that. So he can see a 3D image of the object. And then his finger is connected to many robots. Not only one robot. So as though the doctor, one doctor got like octopus lah, got 10 arms like that. Doctor can do whatever he wants, very precise. Like you're looking into a microscope like that. No? So they call it minimal invasive procedures. So they do all the heart operation, stomach operation, head operation, urology, your urine related, and your backbone related, all this operation can be done by this robot. So this is a very advanced robot, And also for patient, normally patient after they are injured or they go operation, their limbs or they get stroke or whatever spinal injury, or they are paralyzed. So you have this exoskeleton robot to help them, rehabilitation robot we call it, help them to do exercise, help them to improve. Because robots are very smart. When you're doing something, it'll learn and then it'll keep the memory. Next time you come, it will ask you to do more and more and more depending on your strength. So it can study the strength of your body and uh, try to work what is the best way to make you stronger faster. Nowadays we have gym, right? So soon there will be a robotic gym. So your coach will be a robot. So you just sit in the chair there. You just okay. Then the robot gym will tell you, okay, now you carry dumbbell. So the dumbbell will come in your hand and will control. So robot will measure what is your strength, what's the size of your muscle, how many times you need to do. So it will remind you. It will tell you. So the whole body can be exercised and helped by a robot. Then after some time, you can go and compete in Mr. Universe muscle like that. After going to robot gym. Okay. So this is the rehabilitation is a starting part for that. Of course, it's not easy to carry patient, right? Nurses carry patient. Imagine the patient is so big and fat. How to carry all of them? And then also, nurses have to carry patient because they have to clean the bed. They have to transfer the patient from the bed to another bed to stretcher, stretcher to bed. Wow, so much of work. So you need a robot to help. If not, the nurse will get backache, right? So we have created robots, many, many type of robots, conveyor type robot, carrying robot, just to assist the patient to lift them. You know? And one more important thing is that sometimes, especially those who are older, elderly, or small children, they don't have companionship because companionship actually heals a person. Okay, and that is why we have this companion robot. They call it the therapeutic robots. This one is like the sea lion. They call it paro. It's a robot. It comforts patient, talk to the patient, it drink milk. It speaks, it makes sound. It behave. Like the other one is a puppy. Robo puppy. Like real dog. So you can be programmed to, if a patient has some problem, then you can program the robot to help the patient with that problem. Because normal dogs don't know, they won't know what your problem is. Correct or not, huh? But this one you can program it to help the patient to overcome that particular problem. Hmm. And also during pandemic, one of the most famous thing is, COVID everywhere. Everywhere got people getting COVID. Corona is everywhere. Very difficult to clean, right? So they have created this UV robot, disinfectant. Ultraviolet is not, it's very dangerous for our eyes, and also exposure to our body also, right? So this robot will go and detect because people are not around. No people, okay, everything clear, it will on its ultraviolet. Ultraviolet can kill all the bacteria, sterilizing. So the whole room will be clean. You don't need to go and spray and wipe. No need. It will do everything. Okay, so it's easier for the hospital to stop. This one can kill all the bacteria, and viruses. So in the hospital, even nowadays, you can use it because it will be very fast and very efficient, no? Clean, no? Okay. So that is a healthcare part, lah. Now let's go into another one. Very interesting. Not many people talk about this, and that's why I want to talk to you. Okay, exploration. Of course, Malaysia, we don't explore a lot, lah. But in the world, robot is mainly used for exploration. You want to go to moon, how long can you be in the moon? If you go to planet Mars also, or you want to go deep underwater, how long can you be there? Or you want to be in the sky for so long, observing, exploring. You cannot be very long. You cannot survive. And that's why we have exploration robots. So what is exploration robots? These exploration robots, it's a new advances. So you can go under the sea, very deep into the sea to explore, or you can go to the other planets also. Okay? And this is a places where it's very challenging, where human beings simply cannot go without the help of technology. So that is why, one of the example I want to share with you is this. It's called Orpheus. Orpheus, no? It's a underwater robot, which can go up to 36,000 feet below the surface, where human being cannot go. No? And it's very high, 36, very, very deep, 36,000 feet. No? Okay. So this is a robot that actually very, very one of the advanced technology that is there, and it helped to do some oceanic research. Of course, there are many underwater robots here nowadays, but you see, if the depth of the ocean is very deep, and you want to find something, save somebody, then these type of robots will be very useful. Okay, and you know, we have heard about drones, right? You've seen drones. You've seen drones, right? Uh, everybody has seen drones. Everybody knows about robots. Now the new thing that is coming up is drone robotics. Drone robotics. That means you got two in one. Drone just flies, right? Maybe got camera lah to take picture, or maybe pick and place lah. But drone robotics is very different. Like you can see the picture down there. It has the robotic arm to do things, to take things, to carry things. Like nowadays, I was speaking to my friend. He was telling me just recently, one small boy from French, I think, in Malaysia, you know, he died because he was stung by jellyfish. They are one type of jellyfish, box jellyfish, I think, is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Once you stung, the boy is 5 years old, so that's why he died. Hmm. So, so we need to identify this jellyfish, right? Not only identify, to catch it, right? You cannot simply catch the jellyfish, then you'll be stung, you know. So if the drone can fly on the water, because the jellyfish will come by the seaside, no? So if the drone can identify where the jellyfish is, the drone can fly down and catch the jellyfish. Done. You save. See or not? Then you can bring to the lab and do some experiment, whatever you want. This is a simple example, no? And you can inform everybody, okay, there's no jellyfish in this side, so it's safe to swim. So life can be spared, no? So drone can be used, but drone not only flying and taking picture, but also doing a task. Picking and placing is very easy. Just go and pick up one box and put there. But for drone robotics, the advanced thing is that you want to go and fix a light on the street light, no? You know, a street light, very high. You'd use crane to fix, you know. But now with drone robotics, you can fly the drone and fix. You don't need crane. You can fix one, then go to the next pole, fix. So you got screwdriver, you can just plug and rotate. So the mechanism to do that is a different mechanism plus with the drone flying. So the technology is very advanced because drone flying is one thing, plus you put the robotic arm and the balancing, and then the force that comes when you're turning. So the drone has to be very strong, and it has to have very high technology algorithms to balance it. So this is something that is coming up in the future. But for military, it has been happening, you know. You know, when you talk about military drone, of course, this is a drone lah, where people fly, you know. Pilot will sit on the ground, they will fly like real aeroplanes. But this drone will fly like real aeroplanes, and then will go and take video, shoot bombs, and put bombs and all these things. Okay, so these are support operation lah. If the soldier is injured, you can tell where the soldier is, can help everything. So this is for military. For rescue, very important, no? So military drone, you know, it flies over the war area, conflict, hostage situation, natural disaster. Now this is very important, okay? Because you need information. Like suddenly if you have a car fall on the ravine already, gaung, masuk gaung, the bomba cannot immediately go down, right? So you send the drone. The drone will go down and see what is the situation. Is the person alive or not? What tools you need? Okay, is it safe to go down or not? Then the bomba will know what to do, and immediately they can go and help the person. And the drone also can talk, you know. The bomba can talk to the patient or the victim through the drone. Nowadays we got camera which can speak. You speak here, the camera voice can hear. Something like that. They can speak through the drone. So they can speak to the victim. Are you okay? Happy? We are coming down. Don't worry. So the victim also say, okay lah, bomba coming already. Sama lah. No? So that is how we go for rescue robots, So you can bring first aid. In the water, like somebody dropped in the water already. Now, for the boat to come is sometimes very far, right? To help. The lifeguard to swim and go. By the time the lifeguard swim and go, the person may be drowned already. But if you just send a drone, very fast, and put the buoy there, so the person can hold the buoy until the lifeguard or the boat come. That's very fast. So in the future, lifeguard will have drones. Ah, lifeguard will have drones. Vessels, ships for saving people will have drones. No, and also firefighting. If you have fire, you want to see the situation, how bad it is, you can have drones, no? Where human being cannot go, no? Then you can use drones. So these are the things that are very important aspect that I've shared with you, no? Many things, right? From cooking, kitchen, agriculture, drones, and everything. Now the question I want to ask you, what is next? What is next? In the world nowadays, everybody's talking about Internet of Things, correct? Heard about Internet of Things? I want to show you something. Everybody talk about Internet of Things. And now, because industry is booming, they got Industrial Internet of Things, IIoT. So you use the Internet of Things for industry, for manufacturing, everything. But now, what is coming up now is Internet of Robotic Things. IORT. This is something very new and it's very important because all the technology that we have created now, we're going to attach it to robots. So we're going to create something that I can use immediately on a robot. That means in the future, anybody creating a camera, that camera must be just plug and play to the robot. So it's easier. Correct now? So you don't need to create a camera for robot. All cameras can fix in robot. All speaker can fix in robot. All sensor can fix in robot. You see, the industrial Internet of Things means all the sensor can be fixed in many machines, industrial machines, and can supply data, easier for them to control. Okay? So same thing, everything will work for robots. So this is what's going to happen next. So then people have fear, no? Wow, what is Internet of Robotic Things? Few things that you need to know. One is existing robots, right? So the robots technology will be there, the motion, interaction, manipulation, everything. Okay. The second one is cloud computing. Everything will happen in the cloud. Cloud means what? You don't need to have a big computer or big processor with you. You save in Google Drive. Example of cloud is Google Drive or OneDrive, you know, Sky Drive, whatever drive now, you just save it there, no? You can work from there. So all the data will be there and all the processing will be done by robots, computers, different places. Now, when these two things you combine, robot and cloud computing, we call it cloud robotics. And then when you have cloud computing and Internet of Things combined, you call it IoT platform. Now, when both of these combine, then you get Internet of Robotic Things. This is the wonder of the future. Robotics, cloud computing, IoT. You mix and you get one package. So we were talking about robots, right? So people are scared nowadays. They say, wow, when robot come, then it'll become like a, what do you call it? Terminator, no? Robot will take over human beings. Can today I'm going to give you an answer. Can or not? Okay? Now, robot is very helpful. Why? They use it for three purposes only. Dirty, dull, and dangerous. If a place is very dirty, very dull, boring lah, again and again do the same thing, right? And very dangerous, then you use robots. And also another thing is that Robot is actually faster, efficient, accurate. They can do repeated tasks. But the best part? You need human being to monitor, maintain, program, and repair. Maybe in the next very far future lah, robot maybe can repair another robot, but not so fast lah. Huh? You need human to do all these things. You see, like aeroplane lah. Nowadays, you see, pilot no need to fly the aeroplane because it's autopilot. Can auto take off, auto landing. But still, the pilot is sitting inside. Why? Anything happen? Pilot have to fly, right? Same thing. Anything happen to robot? You must go and do something. So the conclusion is, robot cannot replace humans because only three things. Robot doesn't have feeling. Robot don't have instinct. Instinct means like sometimes your heart will tell you, oh, this is right, this is wrong. And robot got no moral judgment. Very simple. If you have a military robot with a gun and you tell the robot, okay, robot, anybody pass by, shoot. So what the robot will do? The robot will shoot anything pass by. Imagine one small baby is crawling. What the robot will do? Shoot. Correct or not? Because the robot doesn't have moral judgment. A normal human being will not shoot a baby because they know baby will not harm you. Correct or not? Unless you really make the robot with so much of artificial intelligence. But still, robots are robots now. Huh? They don't have feeling, they don't have instinct, they don't have moral judgment. But it all depends on how much you teach on it. But they cannot beat human being. Okay? Because there's no consciousness in a robot. Okay? So these are the things that I want to share with you, which is very, very important in our today's world. And these are the wonder of robotics present and also for the future. Maybe it's already there in other countries, in Malaysia, not yet. Or whatever is going to come, I've shared with you a little bit. Okay? So with that, I would like to end my session. Okay? So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor. It was a very interesting and wonderful topic. That is wonder of robot, present and future, and very well present today. It's very nice. For me, it's very interesting topic, and I'm learned so much today. So now we move to Q&A session. If the audience have question, please drop your question on the chat box at the right side at this YouTube live. Okay. So we're going wait for a couple of minutes. Maybe our audience still type their questions.
Any question you can ask? If I know, I will explain to you. Or else we have to wait for the technology to come and then we will learn together. Yeah, it's a wonder, no? While waiting for the question, I just want to tell you that whatever the technology of robot is very advanced nowadays. Some technologies are not being brought into our awareness because trade secret, business secret, and also applications not yet reached that level. Any questions?
No. I think there's no question, Doctor, from our audience. So,
Okay.
so we will end this season today. We hope you all enjoyed this amazing and interesting presentation by Dr. Muralin Mariapan.
Okay.
The link for registration and e-certificate is now being shared. For school student and UMS student, please fill in your details and answer the simple feedback questionnaire. All students will receive e-certificate and SDP for UMS student only. So that I'll say like thank you for your participate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well,